Burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live, burn live. It's going down, baby. Burning through ashes trying to make comments.
Burn
No
live.
fucking way. My bad. Jesus Christ, man. You
Take
could
five.
Go ahead.
Take five. I'm just kidding.
You could go ahead. I'll fix it.
Yo, I'm dead. This man spent all that time and said he wasn't gonna touch nothing. Let me guess, you touched something during the off time right there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you touched something.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Jesus fucking Christ.
I knew it as soon as it popped on, and I seen the thing with the S. Oh, yo, that's funny as can be. Hey, yo, KP, since we got a minute, I had not been here for your intro. That shit hype. I like that. That's just nice.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I was sitting there. I was like, it's going to pop me in here looking like an idiot. I'm going to be going like this or something. So I had to sit there. I was sitting there like this, like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know you want to. Don't do it.
Man, money demon money. That's how you kick off the show, buddy.
Hey,
That's how
look,
you kick off the
he
show.
lied to himself. He said he wasn't going to touch it. Still touched.
Dude, man, listen. My other PC that I messed up, because y'all was talking about that PC stuff. I didn't want to bring myself because, I'm the least. Oh, my God. I just messed up so bad. And so, I'm working on. There he is.
He back.
No. I don't know what I did.
Doesn't matter. Don't touch it. You're not in 4K anymore, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'll leave it. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
No, you're chilling. We were just bullshitting, waiting.
No, technically, I'm sharing this out, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, and definitely Rumble is going down. Y'all know how y'all been showing me so much love. You know how y'all been showing me so much love. So therefore, I got to give y'all shout outs. Understand Rumble and X getting exclusive. P. Diddy behind the scenes look of what 50 Cent put out. We watching that. It's really going down. It's been going over here. Today, with the comments up in here, I expect the wildness of all wildness. So y'all, if y'all do go into the comments, with thick skin. Understand they
I hope so. You see that, bro? That's the first comment, brother. That's the first comment.
But you know what I'm saying? You have to expect that when you got the title, what we finna get into. Understand that you haven't seen it, you don't know. And I get it respectively, but I knew that it was gonna be that type of show. I expected all the types to come out because
apparently the audience only came to see it clap. So one of us has got to make it clap, and I don't have the cheeks for it, so it's got to be you.
Who?
I was talking to the wife. I ain't got cheeks to make it clap. She does.
But hold on, before we get there,
Bro, this is what happens when you have 12-year-olds find your shit.
no, they can't unless they lie and say they're 21 and up.
Oh yeah, because we never lied and said we were 18 before we were 18 to get on a site or something.
Not, yeah, right. Kick me when it's the easy one to get me, MJ. It's cool. Understandable. Also, the title, like I said, this title is still fresh. People are still talking about it and stuff like that. Let me put it up here on the board so people can get real antsy and juicy and like, oh my God, I can't believe that they're talking about it. And this interview is highly due. It's highly, you know what I'm saying?
Banned, by the way, but
talked about
that's a lot.
Money Demon. I wish you can give a little background about Nick Fuentes before we go into the interview, just a little bit, if you may, so I can finish my little shout out. I you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it.
Nick Fuentes, he's the founder of America First organization, which is basically a political group, kind of like Turning Point, except I don't know. I honestly don't know what he does except talk shit on the internet, but he's a funny guy. He's got some interesting opinions.
I just woke him up.
Okay. And with that, on this show, he has said some very controversial things on other shows where he's supposed to be a white supremacist, a KKK, and those type of forms. He also been on Fresh and Fit where he said the N-word around a bunch of black people. So to give y'all just a small background of what we finna get into, I promise you this interview is worth it. I only send bits and pieces. I wanted to break it down with definitely Money Demon. I'm glad MJ is here so we can get that third shocking, mouth-dropping perspective of this interview. Without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
let's make it clap.
Let me get that stamp of approval. Oh, hold on. Money Demon, let me put you on up there. My boy got that intro. Go check Money Demon out on YouTube and all the platforms out there and stuff like that is going down. He just did a good upload. Go check it out. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this.
Well, actually, it's a big diversity. The only difference is we don't have the gun violence because we don't have guns. That's a whole different story. I don't want to get into that with you. I have got into that before.
You got
in America.
A knife problem. You got sword problems.
We have problems.
You have Aladdin.
We have problems with violent crime. I make no pretense of it. So the idea that somehow I'm cosseted in London because I'm not in Chicago.
I didn't say that.
Well, you kind of implied it, but I guess my point about the environment, I'm not saying you are a product of your environment. I'm saying most people are in some capacity. Mm-hmm. When I read that anecdote, which just to remind you, it's not something I have put out there. You told this story, right? And you said that
you said this. We're looping. You said this already.
No, but you haven't really directly, I think, responded to it, which is whether your father would not take you to certain restaurant chains because he associated them with black Americans. Is that true?
No. Well, see here, if you're in America, you would say that Olive Garden is not real Italian food. Applebee's, TGI Fridays, this stuff is a load of crap. My dad was just a food snob, but no, it's got nothing to do with that. My best friend in first grade was a black guy. We're not a racist family. So
okay. So when you told the story, I'm just curious. So when you told that anecdote, which clearly on the face of it is racist, right? You're basically saying your father made racist decisions about where you would go as a family to eat. Are you saying? No. Well, I'm just going to ask you a question. Are you saying that when you told that story, you didn't mean to infer that he was racist? And do you understand why, when somebody like me reads that anecdote for the first time, as I did this week, I reach a different conclusion?
Well, I understand what you're doing, which is a sort of making of a murderer. How did he become racist? Well, his father didn't eat an Olive Garden because he said that's not real Italian food. Hang on, can I? What's with the interruptions? Can I explain?
I'm literally reminding you of something you said on your show, which led me to conclude a certain.
So, I'm gonna just point this out. What Nick Fuentes is doing right here is deflection from the question asked. And you honestly, you could just answer the question is who gives a fuck, right? But the thing is, he's purposely obfuscating from the question because he knows that it's racist and he doesn't have like a good justification to back it up. And really, in all honesty, he should just be based and be like, yeah, what about it? But right here, he's kind of pussying out of.
Right. Like it's his dad's decisions. It's not like it's his decisions. Like, obviously, if you feel different or if you think that it was something else based, then you can say that. But obviously what Piers Morgan is saying is that in his own words, he stated what looks like his father making decisions not to go places based off of an African-American being, heavily, is it like not minority in the area, or like, is it like just because somebody there worked there?
I don't know necessarily.
I'm gonna say it like this. It's more like this. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. For real. You got good restaurants. Just because you got good restaurants, that one good restaurant might be in a bad neighborhood. Is you really gonna risk your family going in a bad neighborhood? And I'm not putting a color at it at the moment. I'm just saying, are you gonna take your family to a bad neighborhood just because they got good reviews?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, some of the lowest rated places, some of the places that are the scum places, have some of the best, like, you gotta think mom and pop shops are tucked behind places or in
that's where they got good Asian food. That's where you go to get some really good Asian food, like some good Chinese food.
The purpose of the thing is like, I chose to take my family to certain areas because yet again these areas were safe. Safer.
But that's not what he's saying. He's not saying about safe or not safe. He's saying
that's basically when they're going out to eat. Like, come on, dog. If I'm taking my family out to eat, I'm not gonna take my family.
No, but that's not what Piers Morgan or what Nick Fuentes had said. The statement was originally something about being a black restaurant, right?
Sure. Okay.
Thing. If I'm wrong, tell me.
Yeah, it was said in jest as a humorous anecdote, and now you're trying to spin it into a narrative, which is his parents are racist. He comes from a long line of racists. And I think everybody knows my parents are boomers. Mm-hmm. And these people come, well, you're a boomer, I guess, too, in a way,
60.
right? You were born in what, 19? Yeah, so you're a boomer also. Or maybe you're a Gen Xer. I suppose it's sort of on the cusp. But it's a humorous anecdote. These are kind of the attitudes of baby boomers in society, but you're trying to spin it into a narrative, which is you're a product of your environment. Your dad's racist because of this joke. Now you're a racist. And I don't think that's a fair characterization.
Okay. People can make their own minds up. They can go back and listen to you say it. I mean, the beauty of what I'm going to talk to you about in this interview is that almost all of it is just going to be reminding you what you have said and asking you what you meant. Your position about that story is that it was a joke, okay? I want to come to something else you said. This is where you talk about Jews, women, and blacks. Let's just take a listen.
Get you out of sleep.
They're always coming up with, no, it's not the Jews. No, it's not women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all. Jews are running society. Women need to shut the fuck up. Blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. And we would live in paradise. It's that simple.
Okay. Would you like to clarify what you
Hold
meant
on,
there?
pause it.
That's all true. That's 100%.
True, the Jews do run the world. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about him saying that? Here,
I would like for him to clear up what he's going to say right here, and then I'll answer, and I'll finish that answer. How about that?
Here, well, we're trying to get first impressions. What about you, MJ?
Good God. I'd say that at a certain point, like, you're hiding small truths that you feel and you can see it. And give me 1 second. Hold on.
I'm gonna say it like this. Sometimes when you try to rationalize things and try to sympathize with the world of trying to explain yourself, you don't reach people of what you're trying to say. So when you blurt out over exaggerating things, when you push the narrative, when you blow it out of proportion, and then you reach, you strike a nerve. And to get an audience, how today, today's society is controversial. So you're gonna do what it is to strike a nerve. Even if I'm trying to make a point, and I was at a point, because yet again, he only made a small clip. It's not like we heard the whole thing. We got a small clip it. Yet again, we supposed to react to that. How I look at certain aspects of, certain things when it comes to certain things. So when you talk about locking up black people, I would damn near advocate for that too. Like real fast, real quick, real fast. Like, shit, hurry up. Let's go. But understandable that I know this for a fact. I know that he meant something deeper than just locking up all black people. Because yet again, if he just meant locking up all black people, shit, hell, let's go. Let's lock the ass up. Because I'm in America. I'm not a black person.
So I guess that's my bad. My little one was not happy. So the mama took him upstairs. Jesus, where do I start? So I guess we can start with the, psychology of it. You playing a part online, sure, but how much of that is actually real? How much are you using? And you can use key things in the body language, the way he's speaking, how he pronounces things, where he insinuates things, like the way he leads people. There's so many factors that go into it. Obviously, you can't take 100% into account and know it because it's what he is intending, right? But you can see intention. I get where you're coming from, but that's what he wants. He wants he wants it to be controversial. That gets more traction. Everybody knows that in today's age. Social media, right. The more that you're going to get both sides on your comments fighting back and forth, the more you explode. That's just how it works. All right. So that's what he's doing here. And the more that you allow somebody to use that, lets you know how good they are at not only understanding the general public, but manipulating the general public. What he is giving you on the video is like face value, right? But that doesn't mean you can't take things and dig deeper. The truth behind the jokes. Most people don't joke without feeling like it lines up slightly, sure. But he is going way harder on it. Like he had to double back after he said they should all be in jail. He said, the majority. Does that make sense? Like he went to say all of them, but realized how racist that sounds and does not fall under the line of joke. So he had to say majority, right? But that was him. He had to, like, you could see it when he was going to talk about it in that clip, like the one that was just played before it went back to Pierce and, Nick. And same with the whole, each time he goes into that little spiel where he gets into his little energy thing, that is an act to hide certain tells that most people would be able to pick out. But it then becomes a tell itself. He is hiding things by doing that little act. So how much of it does he actually feel? What is his intent behind the jokes? Does he actually feel that way? I'm sure, obviously, as you watch more of his videos, it becomes telling. If he's, a majority of his jokes are seeming racist, then don't get me wrong, you can make racist jokes and not be a racist, but there's a certain line where you cross like too many. You know what I mean? Or crossing a line because you're going too hard at it. It doesn't become funny. It just shows you're, the type of person you are. When you're casually talking between here, if we started joking, right, and we started making fun of little things like each other's appearances, sure, at first everybody's laughing and, we're boys and whatnot, but eventually it starts to enter your mind, like, at what point is it not a joke, right? Does that make sense?
All right, let's see his response to it real quick. Shout out to the 60 people that have joined the live. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all stopping through. Expect the unexpected, and hey, raw and uncut. Let's go.
Okay. Would you like to clarify what you meant there?
That's all true. That's 100% true. Everything I said in that clip is true.
Including that blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, all of them?
No, for the most part.
What does the most part mean? What percentage of American blacks would you like to see in prison?
Whatever the percentages of the murderers. I think it's 1 in 20 black men will commit a murder in their lifetime. So maybe let's say that 5%.
Oh, so you're talking about black
Pause that
people
shit
who
real
murder
quick.
people.
Yeah, I wanted to say something real quick.
No, I seen, and I want to say something right after. Go ahead. Because I'm a white man. I know you a white man. And I don't know what everybody else's credentials, but I've lived in some horrendous areas, and I cannot say certain things. But I promise you, I know a lot more white people that will destroy not only a person, but their entire bloodline based off of pure pettiness, let alone anything else. And I've watched people lose their lives and had to go to their funerals all over some shit talking, let alone anything else. And they were all this color right here.
Well, I'll say this. When he's saying something as like fucking no shit, people that commit murder should be locked up. It's like, we already do that. What is the purpose of the racialized spin? Because here's the problem, right? He'll say Jews control the world and shit, right? And he always attributes it to a race of people when here's the thing, everybody already says, and it's not a controversial opinion, people in power are the problem, right? You don't have to attribute a race to that because a race really plays little to do with that issue, right? People committing murder, we should lock up people that murder. Okay, no fucking shit. Shit, we should lock up people that commit crimes, right? It's just the problem with putting a race on it. Because and here's the thing, I agree with you where you say it's about attention, basically. Because here's the thing, I've listened to Nick Fuentes talk about race and shit like that. I'm gonna be real, I really don't get I don't get a racist vibe, just a edgy, attention-seeking vibe. That's literally all it is, right? That's the problem, though. That we, for attention and shit, we're gonna keep on saying shit like blacks need to be locked up. And it's like, you literally have an uncontroversial opinion where you're like, yeah, black people that commit crimes should be locked up, right? It's like why would you even need to put the race in there? And also, I'm gonna add one more thing where he says women need to shut the fuck up. That I actually I don't have like anything around him saying that. I don't know. Aside from the fact that he gets no pussy. So I don't know. I don't know. That's about all I have to say about it. What you think, Bern?
I think that, like I said, when it comes to looking at the statistic, and I know one thing that y'all probably don't look at for real is the fact that when I'm looking at my community and I'm looking at the blacks, and when we say they need to be locked up, it's for that. It's a lot of these felonies that commit hard crime that are getting out. There are a lot of them. They got 10, 12 felonies. And just because, they got a couple of buddies, everybody got friends, everybody got connects, you know what I'm saying? Call up and they're able to build, they're able to get out. And yet again, they're able to commit crimes because it's like.
Again, why are we adding race into that though? Because
Hold on. Because yet again, we look at that because we look at like the harsh stuff that hit the news and stuff that really affects the community where, you know what I'm saying, I had to keep, and we always throwing this, and he throwing it up into, because, you know what I'm saying, a prime example would be, as always, Chicago. Chicago is a good place. It's a good traveling place. A lot of people like to go there, pizza, the Ferris wheel, museums, the Cubs game, a basketball game, and stuff like that. Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, is top 5 one of the traveling states of the United States of America. If I'm not mistaken.
probably. Let me see.
Here, can you pop these comments up on stream? I wanna be able, because I can't read them from here.
Talking about the ones in the
He-
bottom right. I had to enlarge the screen to read them. Yeah.
Is that better?
All right. It is Florida, California, New York, Texas, Nevada, Pennsylvania, or Colorado are the tops.
Scroll
Where's
up a little bit. I
Chicago
want
at?
to see. I want to see what the
Well,
first
those are
thing that he said.
states.
The last one?
Yeah. Like, just scroll up a little bit.
Hold on.
Here, I'll just try
Yeah,
reading
New
this
York,
part then.
Washington, San
Ra-
Francisco, Chicago, Miami.
Race and culture tied to true instigator and engine conflict, or really whatever else. But so is a lot of either stuff, spiritually or resource use a lot through history too. Adding in race as a call to action because, again, more or less tied to tried and true, though.
But back
Not
to what I was saying.
advocating for it.
When you
Wait,
have
hold on.
places. Hold on, let me finish. You just have to read the sound because I just want to finish my thought real quick before I forget. The thing about that, like I said, when you have multiple crimes and then you have big deaths. And I know people want to bring up mass shooting, but if you look at mass shooting, he's going to get deeper into it up in this conversation. But when it comes to death and a big massive number, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3 5s, and all them little numbers like that, at an everyday basis, is more common in my culture to see stuff like that
So
on an everyday basis.
here's my question. We're talking about like just crimes. We're talking about like violent crimes, right?
Yeah.
You want to look up something for me real quick, KP? Top 10 list of serial killers. Tell me how many of them are African American.
Which
What,
okay, you got
top 20
serial killers.
You have that one. You got that argument.
Top
but
30?
We're up in there.
Oh, I know, but how many? I'm curious.
How many?
I think it's under like it's crazy low. It's dumb. Like the
Out of-
reason
out of
is
30
because some of them go so crazy they actually get caught. The amount of people that go uncaught from years of being taught by their ancestors how not to get caught and continue doing these things is horrendous, dude.
That's
Here,
different.
let me
from getting-
interject
okay,
real quick.
you're talking about non-getting caught.
I know,
versus-
but
what's
I'm
up?
talking about getting caught with the serial killers and everything, and that shows you the amount of violent offenders that are Caucasian, and it shows you the ones that got caught.
Okay.
Here, let
And
me,
the reason
let me
that so many
interject real
African,
quick.
go ahead, by all means.
So I talk about this on my stream, and it's something where I tell liberals we just got to stop trying to argue the numbers or act as if the white population is just as bad when it comes to crime, violent crime, killing, mass killings, because Black people do lead in mass killings. Black people do lead in homicides, violent crime. But here's the thing where everyone, like, it is just a simple, where you don't have to racialize it, right? If you're looking at the statistics in poverty, it all correlates with poverty, not necessarily just the race. And Black people are more impoverished than most other groups of people, right? And that's what is really the leading factor. And yes, you can say culture is a big driving factor, and I agree, right? But you could look at poor white culture. Poor white culture fucking sucks also, right? And it leads
Right.
to shit like
And
this.
also, but you can look at poor white culture and don't see as much as crime compared to, like you said, mass shooting of a Black community. Yet again, when you go back to places like
You still see
Chicago,
crime, just not violent crime. They do different stuff. They try to make money, scamming, or
Yeah,
doing
This guy
stuff
here
with
and I'm retarded.
but yet again, when you want to go to places out to eat and you want to venture, you want to take your family out, you want to go to places that are more safe, and where they're more safe than are violent. Like that, there's a difference when you have to look over your shoulder. You don't want to look over your shoulder eating no damn spaghetti and meatballs.
doing that everywhere, Bubba. Like no matter
You're
how
not
safe
doing that everywhere.
no matter how
You're
safe
not
the place
doing that
is, you're
everywhere.
everywhere. And if you're not, then you obviously don't know the world very well.
Man, when I was up there in Washington, I wasn't looking over my shoulders.
So you tell me when you sit down at a restaurant, you don't put your back to a wall and watch the door?
Yet again, I wasn't looking over my shoulder. I wasn't nervously looking over my shoulder.
But that's a habit you built. You don't have to look over your shoulder if you're looking.
As like if I was eating at Goodies on Goodfellow and Jefferson in St. Louis, it's like it's a difference of looking over your shoulder. Of I got to check every single person.
Bro.
I can glance and see that person coming through the door and be like, okay, cool.
The only place I'm not looking over my shoulder is a damn Waffle House. All right, because I know they got my back. Everywhere else, looking over my fucking shoulder, got me fucked up.
Okay.
Like I've watched people die in fucking 5-star restaurants getting shot in the back of the head for no fucking reason, just because the person was upset.
I get it. All right.
So like,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But you didn't
Yeah,
say
that's-
that.
that's
You
the
just
crime
said
problem.
blacks need to be imprisoned for the most part. You didn't clarify that you were talking about black murderers.
Right. No, you're right. That's a good addition to that. That's a great point.
Do you think it's funny, or
I do. I think it's hilarious. I think it's totally true.
do you think a black
I think-
American would find it funny? You think that blacks should be imprisoned for the most part?
Blacks are my biggest fans. I get high fives all the time. They say, Nick Fuentes, I love your show. They agree with me. And you want to know why?
appreciate that, sweet.
Here's the difference. Black people are the most victimized by other black.
Did one of y'all say something?
I did. I was saying something to the person that commented real quick while they was in a break because I seen them both stop talking.
Go ahead, say it so they can clearly hear you.
Oh, my bad. Thank you, sweet. I appreciate that. We all I've talked to KP a good bit, and I respect Demon. I haven't known him very long, but like I do appreciate the viewpoints and everything. It's nice that we were able to do this. I agree.
People, you think black people want to live in the hood and the ghetto and get shot all the time? That's what happens in the south side of Chicago. You should come here. I'll take you there. We could go to Garfield Park.
My son went to Chicago
Inglewood.
University for a year, actually, several years ago.
Yeah, that's a bubble. That's a bubble. You think you're in Chicago and Hyde Park? You don't know Chicago. Go a little bit west, see what it's like over there. And I'll tell you, black people agree with me because they're tired of it too. And maybe not most of them, but a lot of them agree with what I say about that because they know how it is. That's why the first thing they do when they make a little bit of money is they go and leave to another neighborhood.
Okay, so what was just
around.
remind me again, the percentage of black men who commit murder in America. What was the percentage you gave me?
It's 1 in 20. 1 in 20.
It's 1 in 100.
No, it's 1 in 20.
No. Less than 1 in 100 black US men commit murder. That's the most up-to-date crime statistics in America.
That's not true. I've seen other statistics. They say 1 in 20 will eventually commit a murder.
So your rate means that you're saying that 5 times as many black men commit murder as the official crime statistics say.
Yeah, there's a report, I believe, on X by Data Hazard. I'll have to go and double check that for you. But yes, there's some pretty shocking evidence that says that it's far more alarming than you would think.
Okay, but you would accept that the official crime statistics are 1 in 100, or you wouldn't accept that statistic?
I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but I've seen other evidence. Like I said, Data Hazard on X, I believe, produced a report about a year ago. It said 1 in 20. But I mean, whether it's 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, that's a lot of people, Piers. I mean,
sure,
this is
a lot of white
problem.
people commit murder too. Well, they do, don't they?
Okay, but it's about proportionality. I mean, white people are 65% of the population. Blacks are 13%.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anybody would tell you that more black people proportionally commit violent crime than white people. And people vote with their feet. People would rather pay a much higher property tax.
Most mass shootings.
What's with the interruptions?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, you look at in Chicago, in New York, these neighborhoods are so stratified. People would rather pay a high tax rate. They'd rather pay a much higher property value to live in a less diverse, less black neighborhood because they don't want to live around the violence. And I think that when you look at even on the public transit, the subway, the blue line, you know, people don't want to go there because they know who occupies and menaces.
This is funny to me. I'm sorry. I just wanted, this is funny to me because yet again, is he lying? Tell me anywhere in his last.
He's saying the same things that we already covered, though. Like he's talking about numbers and proportions, but we are taking the basis down to where
when black people get a little bit of money, where they want to go. Out that bad neighborhood into a what more productive. And
most of the time that's because it's opportunities. That's not because of the violence and not wanting to be in the area. That's because there's less opportunities in the areas like that. And that's because most of the opportunities move elsewhere to get away from the violence. That's not the people leaving. That's the opportunities being elsewhere anyway. Like you understand, like, how do I explain that? The reason, like, it's same with why people left the country to come to the city when it was, you know, back at our grandfather's age, right? It's because the opportunities, even though there was a lot of money to be made out in the country, you can farm, you can do all kinds of things. Opportunity was in the city, right?
Sir.
I'm just talking about opportunity. Like, what? Screaming, I'm never going back.
Black people are leaving black neighborhoods, not because of opportunity, to get away from violence, to give their kids an opportunity. Yes.
Most people leave lower income neighborhoods, poverty neighborhoods. People leave them when they get an opportunity.
Okay.
Why would you not want to?
I guarantee you, majority of people. Oh my God! It's like you're not. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
No, I'm listening. Saying, like I get it, I understand, but I don't think you're seeing it the same way. Like it's obviously two different viewpoints, and I get that. But what I'm seeing is, if they get money and they're leaving, I'm sure that the violence isn't the standalone only reason they are leaving. It's because of opportunity, better income, like schools.
Bro,
Like
if
there's
they
all
move
kinds
across
of different factors.
Why
It's not
white
just
people
one.
leave their
listen.
neighborhoods also? I don't
Right.
know why you would say that about black people. Like, oh, look, see, black people, they leave their neighborhoods. Yeah, white people do too. They go move over to like suburbs and shit. Everyone does that. When you move up in tax
Opportunity,
brackets,
income,
yeah.
Yet
availability,
again,
travel.
gentlemen,
Like there's
gentlemen.
schools.
I'm okay. So yet again,
We're listening.
I'm trying to stay presentable without going a Charleston White episode. I don't want to be a Charleston White. Don't
Dude, you
wanna
can go full on. Who was it? From whatever podcast.
Let me say it like
Andrew.
this. No, let me say it like this, and maybe this will clear it up, and y'all be like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Maybe this will make a little bit more sense. Black folks move away from niggas. Simply, it doesn't matter what the reason is. Black folks move definitely away from niggas. Let me present it like that, and that's what
Yeah,
I mean by
because
we move in a white neighborhood because we be tired of the niggas.
And white dudes move out the trailer park. White dudes move out the cul-de-sac. White dudes move out the
That's true,
like,
and I have no problem with that, and that's violently true. But
Why?
yet again, huh?
Why though? Is it because the next door neighbors are drunk that just sits there and pounds beers? Or the next one over there shoots their gun all the time? No, it's because there's better opportunities, more money.
And you don't want to be in danger. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder. You don't want to hope.
But that's not the sole purpose, buddy. He's making it seem like the sole purpose is because of the violence. It's not. There are so many factors that go into choosing a place, a location to live for you and your family that is far above just the violence. By far.
Never.
100%.
Not in the black community. Get away from niggas.
Chief Keef went back to Chicago. My bad, I'm reading the comments.
You're good.
Is the public transit. It is these people like Daniel Penny had to deal with. It's people like Irina Zarutska had to deal with. And that's just the uncomfortable reality.
You've also said you don't want to live near black people. Let's take a listen to this clip.
I'm a new generation of white person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. You know, I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry. It's racial for me.
Hell of a funny joke. Let's
call
go.
me racist. Oh, very Christian of you. I don't give a fuck.
He left at a part where he should.
I mean, it couldn't be clearer, really, unless you want to say that's another of your jokes. But you're
that's like when
basically saying, "Yeah, I'm a racist," aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with saying you're a racist?
Look,
totally.
I brought a black girl home one time to my dad.
I think everybody, if we're being honest, is racist. I think everybody, the only people that aren't racist or pretend not to be are white people to their detriment. Everybody else is racist.
But earlier in the interview, you got aggrieved at the idea that your father was a racist.
Here, pause it. Jesus, man, you left, and it felt like that one scene from that one movie where you're just like fucking force feeding me shit. Force feeding me this.
Right, I'm strapped in a chair with my shit like this, with my eyes glued open or fucking taped open.
Yeah, fuck. Okay. Fucking, did you hear what he said about fucking
Yes.
I don't know. Do you know his opinions on interracial dating?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Same as how black people think about when a black man brings home a white girl.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
That's how they think. It's not good. So, what?
Is it okay when Nick Fuentes says
I think it's good? Hold on. What is your true question? Do I think it's good or do I care?
Yeah, do you think that it's a acceptable standpoint to have where it's like it matters at all what race somebody is dating?
No, don't.
You don't think it's a good opinion? Okay, all right, that's fine.
Look, we wouldn't
Is it
have most
okay?
of the, most of the great love stories without it, man. You got to have that one hard ass that's
Oh,
trying
it
to
is
tell his
okay if she's a
daughter.
dime piece.
It's okay.
Listen, I'll say this: I don't even think Nick Fuentes actually believes that, because my God, he loves Candace Owens. Him and Candace Owens got this really strong relationship.
What
Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens.
are you? What like what? Whenever have you? What?
Man, Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens be fucking. You don't know about this?
Never. I watch Candace Owens every day.
And they be fucking. They be having hate sex.
It's a thing.
This is
It's
true.
a
I'm not
thing.
bullshitting. This is true.
It's a thing. When you
Can
hate
you
something
say
so much,
can you
bro.
please
It's
say
crazy.
allegedly on my show, because that's 100%.
No, we raw here. Nah.
Allegedly, he says this.
He said that Candace Owens have never said that, admitted that, came out of her mouth. Never.
It don't have to. She ain't gonna admit that on her podcast. You know how bad that would make her look?
Listen, Candace
Yet again,
Owens
I
too
watch
busy
Candace Owens
accusing people of having
every day.
penises.
Like,
She is too. That's bad. That's like, look, honestly, Candace would be his ideal person if she was white. Tell me I'm
Listen,
wrong.
they have, you know what they have? They have like slave and slave master role play in bed.
They do.
Where he's
100%.
calling
She
her
wears
the
the
N-word,
latex.
not the whip.
Gentlemen.
Clip it.
Yeah.
Put me on one of those reels I be seeing every now and again.
This
You
I will
like
never
that
clip.
N-word?
Can we not?
She like, yes,
clip?
master.
Money.
You
Right
know,
now,
it's true. I'm not
Dude,
telling a lie. This is true.
money. You're not telling the truth. You're acting like 7 days right now, and I don't want to. Come on, bro.
No, I'm not. Bro.
Have some decency. The lady is married. Just had a baby.
To a gay man.
Look.
To a gay man. She's married to a gay man.
Sir.
Yeah, let's you want to get on that subject? You ever seen that
Sir.
TikTok of the
We
girl
can
that goes,
start talking
my
about Candace
boyfriend
Owens
loves
right
three
now.
things, and the dude comes on to the football?
Sir.
It's
Please.
an arranged political marriage.
Sir. I don't like, what the fuck, bro? Stop. I'm gonna ask you nicely to stop, because we're not going to spread lies and rumors on my show. Please. Zero fucks. We're gonna keep going with the conversation, but we're not gonna spread rumors like that. Can I get 2 thumbs up? We're not gonna spread rumors, then we can't keep going. We're gonna end it right here. If I can't get 2 thumbs up,
It'd be different if it didn't come out of the man's mouth. It's just something he said himself, and the way that they be acting, it 100% lines up with people that act opposites, but behind closed doors.
MJ, what part of do you have some decency? I asked you.
You said don't spread
Did I?
rumors.
So
we
I
are
did not ask
literally
you.
stating what the other dude said. And what he stated.
And what I say is, we're not going to spread rumors on this show. Is what I said. Is what we're not going to do.
So when
so if we're going to keep going, we're going to keep going. If not, it's not. It's real simple.
I'm just asking. It's a simple question. This could be a law question for all I give a shit. When stating something that somebody else has said on their podcast, which means video evidence and time stamped, in which point does it become a rumor? It's a video. It is on there. We can go clip it. I don't know how to explain it to you.
I don't care what a person says until you have evidence that it happened.
It's on video.
Do you know? So pull up the video of it happening, that they have an intercourse.
Nobody said intercourse. We're talking
I could
about
unmute
something
myself.
he said. Yeah, you didn't know you could unmute yourself this whole time, dude. How do you think I unmuted?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was sitting here like I gave 2 thumbs up. Why am I still muted?
I thumbs down and unmuted myself.
I was giving thumbs up.
Now, can we keep
Look.
going? Yes or no? We're going to keep going,
Look.
okay?
Burn reversed the roles. He was a slave master. He was just using that mute button as a whip. Get back in line. Mute. He felt so powerful right there. Mute.
Man said
Look, you know
reparations.
what's funny. You want to laugh so bad.
Reparations.
Look, he knows that's funny.
That's funny. I'm not going to lie to you. That's funny. That's funny.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll be a good cracker for master. A good cracker for master.
Yo. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yo, my face is red. I can feel the heat coming off of it.
Your hand look red from.
What? Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get back
Right.
into it.
You wanted to make emphatically
because
sure
my father's
he's not.
because my father doesn't share my same views on that.
So he's the exception to the everyone's a racist.
Well, everybody's a little bit racist. You're right. So maybe everybody. The difference is you're attacking my father. You know, he
I'm not
could get
attacking
fired
your
from his
father.
job.
I'm not attacking your father.
You are.
No, I'm not. I don't know your father. And to be clear, I have no knowledge about him at all.
Well, then let's leave him out of it.
Well, hang
Let's
on.
leave him out of it if you don't know him.
Hang on, Nick. You put that story into the public domain on your show. I'm simply reminding you of what you told everybody, millions of people, about your father. If you now want to retract it, fine. If you want to say it was a joke, which is what your position was earlier, fine. But I'm allowed to put to you things you've said publicly. That's not unfair. That's not me targeting your father. You put that story about him out
You know
there.
what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
I'm asking you about a pretty shocking anecdote, which to me looked like you were saying your father made decisions about where you as a family would eat based on skin color of people who worked at these places. If you say, or use them, if you say that is not what you meant, that's fine. You can respond any way you like. But the idea I can't ask you about it without you saying I'm attacking your father is ridiculous.
Well, you are, and you know what you're doing. And there's a political culture in America where if you have the wrong views, you get fired from your job. And my father has a job. And if you go on here and say, you charge him with racism or something, and I'm put in a position where I don't look like I'm sticking to my guns if I don't say my father's a racist, you're putting him in jeopardy, and he's not here to defend himself or explain his views. And it's very low, and I think you know exactly what you're doing, and people can see what you're doing.
He knows this is bullshit. He knows that the question isn't about his dad. And all of this is an obfuscation from answering the question. Okay.
doing. I'll defend my views. And I think that, so let's leave him out of it. Let's just not talk about my father because my father isn't here. I'm here.
Okay, well, then do you accept that you shouldn't talk? Okay, listen, that's fine. But then do you accept you shouldn't talk about your father on your show? And you shouldn't tell.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So it's fine for you to put a story out there which would make most people who listened to that story or watched it at the time on your show.
Listen, I have so much stories of like family members or friends or whatever that I would never ever say publicly, But if I said it publicly, it would absolutely be on me for other people going after them. Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
That's like, that makes no sense to try to say that you have to leave somebody out of it when you were the one to originally bring them into the conversation. That's the highest level of idiocracy.
Yeah.
So conclude that he was racist, it's fine for you to do that. But if I then ask you about it, I'm the one who's being unfair and I've crossed a line. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're being malicious.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, people are watching this live. they can draw their own conclusions about whether what I just
and they
did.
will.
Yeah, and I'm sure afterwards, by the way, you'll say he ambushed me with your own words. With your own words.
That's a little presumptuous. I'm not going to say it's an ambush, but I think that's a low blow. And I think you know what you're doing, and that's fine. You're a tabloid journalist. I expected that. I don't think it's an ambush because I knew it would be like this. And people will see what you're doing, and I think they'll say it.
So do you see how he reacted? He knew that he was pre-planning something for after the show, and the moment he brought it up, he now has to go on to it, and he's talking himself through it, and the way he's acting, he's trying to calm himself. That's what he's been hiding. Now, this is what he's really, like, you can tell by his body language, he's not doing his little flailing shit and everything else. Now he's actually nervous, and now he's actually trying to respond, but he's going to find out at a certain point in his brain, he's like, oh, I'm not acting the same way. And you'll see him start to act again. All right.
It's low. But as far as you want to talk about racism,
I do.
Let's talk about racism. Let's leave my dad out of it.
Look, you've admitted you're a racist, correct?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Own it.
Okay, that's fine. You're perfectly entitled in a free democratic society to stare down the barrel of his camera and tell me you're a racist. People can judge you accordingly. Many people who have assumed that you're a racist will now have heard it from your own lips. That's fine.
There you go.
That's the point. The point of this interview is to go over the things you've said, which have led people to reach conclusions about you, and to ascertain whether those conclusions are fair and reasonable or not. That's it. I want to play you another clip. This is what you talk about why white people are justified in being racist. Let's take a listen to this.
Staying late again? Yep.
Oh, yeah, we love them.
You really need to switch to Monday CRM. Your old CRM is holding you.
First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them.
You stand by that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
True.
That's called being biased. That's not being racist. Oh my God.
That man said he don't want to be pickpocketed by a nigga. I don't want a nigga to stare at me. He might jump me. I don't know if
Motherfucker gets another shade of whiter every time he passes by a motherfucker. Oh boy. Just get this man a hood already. I'm joking, like, honestly. Like, I get it. It's funny. It's just like, what the fuck?
So white people should go out of their way to avoid black people when they see them.
Absolutely. They would be wise.
Why?
Because it's a lose-lose proposition. If you're Irina Zarutska and you don't walk the other way, you get stabbed to death and you die. If you're somebody else and you walk on the subway and you stand near a black person or something, maybe it's fine. It's a lose-lose proposition. So no, I think that white people have been beaten into submission, that we're afraid to tell the truth about it. And the truth is that when you go into these major cities like New York or Chicago, I believe she was in North Carolina, there is a menace, which is young, black, adolescent men. They're extremely violent. And we have been told that we have to pretend like they are every other person. We have to be colorblind to that. And we're supposed to go and be in the midst of all this danger. And I think that at this point, it's gotten out of control. You look at the BLM movement, they said that the reason that black people are violent, or the reason there's crime, is because of police brutality, redlining, or all these other things. They said we need to get rid of the police. We need to defund them. And a lot of cities did. A lot of cities like Chicago, for example, the police changed the rules of engagement. They don't chase them. It's not a felony if you steal a certain amount of merchandise. They won't chase them on foot. And now the city's totally up for grabs. And now, whether you're in the Gold Coast or whether you're on the Mag Mile or you're in the worst neighborhoods in the city, You might get shot, you might get mugged, someone might run up on you. And I tell my followers, it is better to be perceived as racist or racist and walk the other way and maybe keep your life than to say, I'm a good anti-racist. I don't mind that this person's making me uncomfortable. Maybe he's looking a little froggy. I'm going to sit down because I'm a good person and get stabbed, mugged, whatever. And by the way, this is a strategy. They call it the friendly stranger. There's a crew of them. They do this in Chicago.
Hey, you laughing? I want to hear what you thinking of that, man.
Where is he lying at? That's why I want to know. Do it sound like he lied? Do it sound like these things are true? Or do it sound like this stuff is over exaggerating that he's just making up make believe?
So let's talk about it then. Do you think that you should do you think that anyone goes around saying, you see a ski masked anybody, it could be any color person, someone walking around with the shiesty, right? You walking down the street alone as a woman, do you think that you're gonna walk down that same sidewalk? Now, what if a black guy dressed regularly is walking down the street? Right? You're not gonna think about it.
Okay, one black guy. If I see 3 black guys walking down the street together on the same stride, I'm very nervous.
Hold on, does it matter what clothes
if I see
are
4
wearing?
police officers pull up and surround me, I'm not nervous. It's amazing.
Does it matters what clothing they're wearing, right?
No.
What do you mean it does? So if 3 black guys in business suits walking down the streets of New York.
Damn right.
Yeah, that man thinking he getting fucking mugged for sure. Those are business suit men. Like they're gonna ruin their $1,000 business suit for his $20 in his pocket, bro.
Maybe if they're trying to get you into some crypto scam, maybe. But you're not gonna worry about them fucking robbing you at knife point or some shit.
Bro,
that's like a white look. Here's my question. You gotta you know how like your standard like rich boy dresses in a fucking like a movie, right? Real short shorts, like half the thigh, like real tiny like t-shirt, blue button up. They got their hair slicked with like a little bit of gel and whatnot. Like, you telling me if a black guy dressed like that and walked by you, you gonna feel threatened?
Yeah, again.
Well, I would walk to the other side of the street because that motherfucker's gay.
He said, "I ain't trying to get pegged."
Yeah.
All right, fair point. You know what I'm going for.
No, but if he was a white guy, I'd walk across the street. What you doing in booty shorts? Get the fuck away from me.
Gentlemen, the thing is that the risk of a group of black people is more likely of something to go down.
It's the same likelihood as a group of white dudes. Like, I don't understand why. Like, why does it come down to color? Like, you got 3 mofos who's doing dumb shit. They're doing dumb shit no matter the color.
You know, there's YN white boys, right? There's YN white boys.
Listen here, I can believe there probably are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doubting it all. But yet again, when it comes to it's just this is just known, bro. It's just known. Black people, and what the thing is, y'all think that black people don't actually do it.
This is placed into society, into environment. People just
let me finish. MJ, let me finish. One thing y'all don't realize is that when black people in black neighborhoods see the same thing, they do the exact same shit.
That's
white
environment.
People do it in white neighborhoods. Should I do it in the place I am? If I see a YN white boy, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not interacting or getting close to that motherfucker.
Listen, y'all not stop. Yeah, it sounds good. I give you a pat on the back.
It's not about sounding. It's literally just a comparison. You're putting
it's that it has nothing to do with race. You could spot a YN.
Yeah, it comes down to environment, how they dress, how they act, how they walk, like body language.
Yet again, in a black neighborhood, homies, in these hoods, is way more common. Is you're extra more cautious. You're
right.
showing your strap just to let the people know that I ain't playing no game. Stop playing, bro. It's just y'all can't say that this happening every day. Yeah,
Can we
it's
stop
not.
acting
It's
like
not.
I haven't
on.
walked through
It's
fucking gangster?
I
It's
think
not.
that you've
fucking
never.
areas and
I think
not
you've
had
never
it.
been to a trailer park. You've never been to a trailer park in your life. It's the same as
Are you
a fucking
sure?
hood.
Are you? Can you want to put money on that?
A
I
trailer
wanna
park,
put money
puppy,
on
not
that.
not like
A Mississippi
Can we
trailer
bet
park.
money on that? Hold on, wait. Can we bet money on it? Are you sure?
like
You want to bet money
like
on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty
'Cause
fucking sure you have not been to a trailer park
Are
with
you?
like
You
real
want to bet
trailer
money
park
on that?
trash. I do.
Are you sure? Because you got to remember, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Like, don't think I'm not from Nevada. I haven't been out here. I'm not from Cali. I'm from Missouri,
I get that.
where they got trailer parks in. Definitely 100% got trailer parks in Missouri, Captain.
Right. And my question
I
is, did
believe
you walk
that.
around that shit like the hood? You try knocking on doors and meeting the people? You do the shit that I've done? Because I've done door to door. I've gone to the hood. I've walked into backyards and gone to the cookout with homies that I didn't fucking know just because I could smell the hot dog and told them it was beef Franks. I fucking done my shit because I'm a social motherfucker. Like, that's how I got the information I got.
Let's start making comparisons. The hood got crackheads. The trailer park got meth heads. You're gonna get your, I don't know, fucking Nissan Altima stolen in the hood. You're gonna get your dirt biker quad stolen out your trailer park, or your fucking 4x4 old. Yeah, it's literally the same thing, just a different color and coating.
Literally.
Yet again, you admitted that mass shooting is just more higher. So therefore, it's more common to be in our neighborhoods. So therefore, oh my God, what's the finger for, brother? So
No,
therefore,
I'm listening. God, I didn't even interrupt you with words. Go ahead.
I seen the finger. He was like, "Come on!" No, I'm just playing. Anyway, so when you see mass shootings and you see grouping of deaths, when you see like more killings, you see three funerals in one day for the same killing, for the same guy, and then this guy only gets 3 years for the 3 people, gets right out. He does it again. A year and a half later, gets a whole nother felony, gets out, does it again. Mm-hmm. The constant repeated offenders that happens in.
That's not just.
And we're not, but yet again, we're not trying to say it does not. Nobody's denying it. Nobody never said that doesn't happen. It just happened more on our side, and that again is a bigger thing of death. So therefore, you have to be a little bit more cautious on our side. Even though you just heard that, what percentage are white people of America?
Hold on a second.
What
60%?
It's 63, and it's like 18% is African American.
I was responding to that comment.
13% of
African American.
Because I'm about to say the same thing you just said.
I was about to say, I'm looking at that comment, and don't get me wrong, I understand. KP was born in Missouri. He moved out. He's been to Vegas. He's gone to. I get that. My credentials: I was born in Ohio. I have traveled around the U.S., including moving to New York to help look after my brother, who was on base at the Army, and then moved around with him for several years. After coming back to Ohio, I then drove across the country for rap, hip hop, and R&B shows, which I was just transportation to. So after I drove there, I had the entirety of the time to walk around and socialize and do whatever the hell I wanted. Most of the time, I'd end up with the homie table just smoking some blunts or ripping some dabs. And these are all random people. And then I would end up walking the streets of the nearest, wherever the hell I was, and finding stuff to do while they were doing their shows and stuff. I would end up going to cookouts. I would get invited into people's homes. Majority of the time, it was African Americans being friendly. I got pressed by more white people in the hood than the actual homies. Like, don't get me wrong. I get there is a lot of it's just, it doesn't come down to color. It is all the person, the life that they live, the environment they grew up, and how they decide to take all that in.
I agree.
Hold
And
on.
when you take all that in,
I
And I was
wanna-
gonna say, then you got money. I don't even know his, but like,
So I grew up in California in the high desert, and the high desert, like living amongst like poor white people, and also it is where I grew up was majoritively Latino, right? But it's like a big mixture of people, and for the most part, it's poor white people that like smoke meth and cook meth and shit, right? Like I have a lot of experience being around like that type of shit and seeing the type of shit that goes on with that. And fucking it's literally the same experience. It's just the white hood, right? Where you got like the same exact experiences as like African American hoods or whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it. It's so you got that, and then I've been to Vegas and experienced more other shit, right? And then I come out to Iowa, where it is majoritively just white people, right? And the it they're still out here, and
oh,
I've met more meth heads and shit, and fucking other like the thing is with poor white people, and they go into prison, they do have gangs and prison gangs and shit, and they're all Nazis, right? Fucking, I had beef with one dude that wanted to fight me and shit, even though I wanted nothing to do with them, right? And he had a big swastika tattooed on his stomach and a big swastika tattooed on his back. Was going in and out of prison for drug-related stuff, domestic violence-related stuff, just violent stuff, car robberies, all sorts of shit. Like it's the same thing, and it's all just poor people shit, right? Like this is just shit that poor people do. That's literally all it is. It's just income. It has nothing to do with race.
one thing I did not say, I am a father of 5 now. Before I had kids, I did not have a job. I am very good at threat assessment for the simple fact of I sold pot for majority of my life until I had children. Not proud of it because it was the only job I had and I didn't actually have a standing job and do things to save up, 401k, all that good stuff. But it allowed me to get to know people and assess, you know, certain things, body language, things like that. So I wasn't like saying you were denying my experience or anything. I was just kind of letting you know because like you guys aren't used to me being on here regularly. And when most people see me, they see some little white salesman. Like I don't look like much, but I used to be in the hood smacking dudes when they answered their door with a lead pipe and stealing everything in their house. I just don't do it no more. You can look at me like that all you want.
Well, they stand outside bars, black people, they approach strangers. It's a robbery crew, and they pretend to be a friendly stranger, and then they mug them. And stupid white people say,
Speaking of,
hi, yeah, nice to meet you. You know, they grin, they laugh, they put up with the nonsense, and then they get mugged, or worse. Sometimes they get executed. And so as a white person,
how do you feel about mass shootings at school?
I think they're bad.
Who do you think commits?
Hold on, wait.
pause that real quick.
I'm not going to criticize Nick Fuentes. Don't worry. I'm going to criticize Piers Morgan because he could have responded to that, but he didn't.
I just want to say how perfect was that timing that when they unpaused it, they were talking about people being friendly, looking friendly, but actually not being. And I was talking about how I used that to my advantage because people looked at a white guy and didn't see it when they should have, because that was the advantage.
Yeah, it's just about racializing what is just crime. Crime doesn't have to be racialized. And then when he talks about Jews, it's the same thing, where even left-leaning people agree that fucking, yeah, it's these billionaires and BlackRock and all that shit, right? Like everyone can agree on that. But then it's like the Jews. It's like, well, why are we putting, sure, even if we're to grant like disproportionately Jews are wealthy, right? Even if we're granting that, it still doesn't matter because white rich people do the same shit. And I don't know, fucking there's no point in arguing the racial aspect when you're looking at groups of people, whether it's wealthy, whether it's poor, and the problems or whatever the demographic is, right? The racial aspect doesn't matter.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back, boys.
White people.
Right. So how do you feel about that?
I think that white people do more antisocial violence. I think black people participate in more gang violence. I think that's the difference.
What's the difference to the victims?
There's no difference to the victim, but it's a different kind of crime. And it's a different proportion also. Do you know what percentage of white people are school shooters?
I know that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools in America this century were perpetrated by young white men. And
what proportion?
I'm curious. What proportion? I'm curious whether your advice would be to people who have kids in these schools.
Is my mic working?
What
proportion?
Should they avoid white people at school? Should people with the kids at school avoid young white men at school?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what per capita means? Do you know proportionality? There are more black people proportionally that engage in violent crime or are involved in gangs, especially in these major cities, than there are white people that are school shooters compared to the entire white population. And everybody understands that.
Two-thirds of mass shootings at school perpetrated by white people.
But what proportion of white men commit school shootings? That's the question.
I've just told you. It's 60 or 65% of school shootings by white people.
You're telling me what proportion of school shootings are committed by white people. I'm saying what proportion of white people have committed school shootings. Are you playing dumb or are you just not that smart?
What difference does that make to the children lying dead on the ground?
See, now you want to jump on the victims. The difference is you're asking, would you fear white people or black people? And that's the difference. The difference is
what I'm saying to you is by your logic, if we now have agreed that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools are committed by white people and predominantly young white men, then presumably your advice would be to avoid young white men because they perpetrate these massacres. But it won't be because they're white, right?
So are you playing dumb or are you actually dumb?
Maybe
it's about proportionality.
Maybe I'm dumb.
You are because you're
Because I get what Nick Fuentes is getting to, and it's something that Piers Morgan isn't acknowledging because he's correct by proportion, right? Well, not really, because the proportion is still equal when it comes to mass shootings. Proportionally, 60 something percent of school shootings are committed by white people.
It's not. That's why Piers Morgan won't answer it. It's not.
No, he did answer it. He said 60 something percent of school shootings are committed by white people. All right, rewind it.
playing dumb or are you just not that smart?
What difference does that make to the children lying dead on the ground?
See, now you want to jump on the victims. The difference is you're asking, would you fear white people or black people? And that's the difference. The difference is
what I'm saying to you is by your logic, if we now have agreed that the vast majority of mass shootings in schools are committed by white people and predominantly young white men, then presumably your advice would be to avoid young white men because they perpetrate these massacres. But it won't be because they're white, right?
So are you playing dumb or are you actually dumb?
Maybe
it's
I'm
about
dumb.
proportionality.
Maybe I'm dumb.
You are because you're, well, I don't think you are dumb. I think you're smart actually, but you're deliberately avoiding per capita. And everybody knows that's the difference. What proportion of white men are school shooters? It's probably 0.00000 1%. What proportion of black men have committed violent crimes? It's probably like 5%. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but it's very high.
You see the difference of that number compared to 64%.
What's
Zero,
the
zero, zero.
number?
0.0000 point. When it comes to when you do per capita, that changed the whole scenario because yet again, white people are 64% of the population. So a very small percentage of white people do mass shootings in school. Yes, y'all do
Yeah,
it.
and a very small percentage of black people commit shootings at school also. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We don't shoot at school. But we shoot in neighborhoods. We shoot up stores.
Okay, so why doesn't he put that to every other statistic?
Because it wouldn't line up properly.
Because he wants to do per capita in this situation, but not per capita in the other situations.
Because when it comes to per capita, you get a number that's ridiculously low in the category that y'all was bringing up.
Yeah.
But yet again, in my category, them same statistics are very high.
Because this is exactly what
we also have to do time.
Wait. I have to say this because he was doing this exactly when Piers Morgan was saying per capita with killings, right? Because per capita, like it's 1 in 100, 1 in 100, what or lower than that? I'm not sure.
Are you talking about the
100 chance of being?
Nick thought it was 1 out of 20 for black men committing murder, but Pierce told him it was 1 out of 100.
Yeah, but it's the same exact thing. Now he wants to fag out over his school shooting statistics. You see, it's very choosing your battles.
No, Piers Morgan brought it up. It ain't like he brought it up.
But
no,
Nick only uses the per capita when it works
though.
for him, is what he's saying. If he was to use that at certain things that he's using to fight Pierce on, when it comes to the per capita, it would actually flip on its head and work for Pierce. So he doesn't do it. He only does it when it works.
And don't get me wrong, they both suck at this argument. Fucking Piers Morgan could do way better in this argument. But
I'd like to see Andrew Wilson go at him.
Fuentes, huh?
I'd like to see Andrew and Nick go back and forth. I think that'd be entertaining.
Who's Andrew?
Wilson.
Andrew
Wilson.
Isn't that his name, right?
I think
I don't know, but if you want to see someone actually debate him, watch Destiny debate him.
Dude, I don't like Destiny.
That
dude is there's.
Well, that's fine if you don't like him. I'm only talking about actual debate.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Destiny is one of those people, like, I stopped following after, like, you sat there, like, he sat there defending his girl on repeat, knowing dang well what she was going to do, and then she did it to him, and then he sat there saying, well, it was my fault. Well, duh, they were trying to warn you that the whole time, man. Like, you can't be that smart if you're letting it happen as the people are warning you and you're telling them that you know it's happening. That makes no sense.
The problem with Destiny, here's the big problem with Destiny. Destiny, he's a smart guy and extremely talented when it comes to debate. His big issue is that he's just completely led by his penis.
100%.
That's like
he's
his kryptonite.
He's so hard a simp. It's crazy. Like, the man doesn't know how to think like a man. He thinks like a female. And that's why he's so good at debating. You know that, right? Like, his brain is wired like a female. I swear to you.
Probably. I don't know.
No, 100%. If you look at how he acts, how he talks, how he debates, how he researches, everything that he's done, it literally, like, it's like his brain is wired to be a female.
How he researches?
Like, you could see, like, the way that he so for instance, if you look at studies saying how like the average male does research, right? They're going to look at a certain topic, they're going to read through the entirety of it, then they're going to go to the next topic, right? Versus other people that pull open multiple sources and source through them and pick and choose information, right? From what I've seen that he's done on live, I haven't watched all of them, but the ones that I've watched, he goes through and picks from multiple sources and does the picky choosy type of thing. And then when it doesn't line up, he goes back and alters the information, right? Instead of taking all the information, reading it as it's given by the source, and then using that to mold into a new idea, right? I guess it just...
I'm pretty sure that's what he does.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, just from what I've seen him pick and choose off of sources. So I haven't seen him actually, like, go off of one source, read the whole thing, like, at least... I used to watch him a long time ago, though. Like, I haven't watched him in a long time ever since him and, like... What year was this? This would have been... Shoot, this had to be, like, what, 3 years ago?
I don't know. I stopped watching him a year ago when the revenge porn thing happened.
See, I didn't even know about any of all that, so I couldn't tell you on any of that. I stopped watching when I realized how, like, he just... I didn't like how he did things. It just wasn't fluent. Like, you could... It messed with me. KP's just in the background. I know. I see him there too.
No, I'm looking at because
I know.
You don't know about Destiny.
I do know about Destiny. I think Destiny debate a lot of people. My opinion about Destiny doesn't line up with none of y'all. I have never seen Destiny win a debate since I've been watching him.
Right.
Who have you seen him debate?
A lot of people.
Like who?
I don't know all these people. I go on his channel. I have a dude that watches him a lot. His name is Nate. He's on Rumble. Well, he's on all platforms, but he be on Rumble now a lot because of freedom of speech. And he plays a bunch of his videos. And yeah, I don't know. He just talks real fast and stuff like that. He was just on what's that dude name? He was just on his podcast last week. Fugazi. He was just on Fugazi's podcast last week.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't know who Fugazi's funny stuff, dude. I would highly recommend some of his stuff is hilarious. Some of the reels I haven't watched his debates or anything, but like the comedy skits that he does, the short videos, I like those. Those are hilarious.
What comedy skits Fugazi do?
I don't know. I'd be seeing him on Facebook reels. Hold on.
I ain't know it. I just see he does a lot of debates with people and stuff like that. I started watching him when I seen him do a bunch of religious debates and stuff like that.
Bro, it's gonna pull up bans. And stuff. What the hell?
How do you spell his name?
Who?
Fugazi.
Fugazi.
How do you spell that?
Let's see.
Because I might know him.
I'm trying to.
Fugazi.
There's so many people with the same name, though. That's the problem. Like, it's pulling up bands and YouTube people, and it's bugging the shit out of me, actually. Or is it called No Fugazi, I think?
No Fugazi.
No Fugazi. Hold on. That's what it is.
No Fugazi. Oh.
So I see his reels, but he's actually like he's a pretty smart dude. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of takes that he got that are a little like not my forte. I'm more of a like with some of these guys. I watch them and I use the information, and then I kind of take it and kind of. It's dude with long dreads, swirl dreads.
Or those are braids.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
No Fugazi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
My bad. That's a different video.
I've definitely seen him somewhere. I don't remember him from anything though.
7 days ago,
Okay.
No Fugazi podcast with Destiny right here is 34 minutes long, and Destiny apparently it says gets bodied in the video title.
Well, it's a longer version because they show was on there for like an hour.
I'm sure. This is just, I'm probably assuming highlights, 34 minutes of highlights.
No, it ain't. It's probably just straight them two talking because he don't do highlights. Highlights will be shorts.
Well, then maybe that's what I'm on here because of the shorts. I don't know,
A
because it says
30-minute
34
short?
minutes.
I ain't never heard of a 30-minute short.
I don't know, dude. This stuff's all weird. I don't go to people's actual pages on this stuff. I normally just click on a video and then hit next on it, all right?
It's what you would call a clip, a 30-minute clip. He just clipped a 30-minute part of a long segment.
I gotcha.
That's all. I've been like, I start watching some of him because of the simple fact he was hit a bunch of religious debates, and I thought that was very interesting, especially because I have Johnny after his heart on her, and he does a lot of religious talk, so I just thought it'd be interesting to bring him around, especially on certain debates. Hope some more come up that I'm looking for, especially when it comes to religious and stuff like that. And maybe he'll be coming up here then. Gentlemen, final thoughts of today's show.
I don't have final thoughts.
Crickets.
I guess.
Here, actually, wait. I will give final thoughts. I got a new video posted on my YouTube channel at Money Demon. Spelled exactly the way you see on screen. I'm just talking about a video game that's coming out that I'm excited for. So I don't know. Go check that out if you want. But yeah, I don't know. That's my final thoughts.
If y'all want to see more of me, tell KP to hit me up every time. I don't mind jumping in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been funny to me. I'm sorry, this has been funny, hilarious, but yet again, this has been a good show. We got to see a person who's racist, who's claiming to be racist, who's want to take down Black people of America. Black people be very afraid, shaking your boots, grab your kids, pray for them, hoping that this boogeyman of a white guy doesn't take you out, send you back to Africa. Whatever. It was a good show. We learned some things. We didn't learn some things. I hope the audience got to learn some things and see, take their perspective of how they see people. Check the numbers out. It is what it is. It's however you look at it. It's your life. Please get out and vote. If it don't matter, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I'm your host, Capiche. This is the Burn Live Show. Have a good day. Bye-bye.